Hi, this is Ellie with Full Moonlight Tarot 20, and this is a continuation of the twin flame reading I just did because I feel like the energies are just so potent right now that I wanted to dive a little deeper. So, the first row is the Divine Masculine and what he's facing at this time. The second row is what the Divine Feminine is facing at this time. And then, of course, the third row is union energies. So let's start with the Divine Masculine. I have here intuition, heart song, telepathy, and inner knowing. And of course, the heart song is what they call what the twin flames feel after recognition, the first recognition. And that is just that the feeling of the bond, the strong bond, that love that's between them, right? That connection, that your energetic systems are connected, and that's the feeling of that. And it's like the frequency that the two of them embody, that is the heart song, right? And then the telepathy and inner knowing, they're starting to really wake up, or they've woken up to this connection. They know what this is. And now maybe they're having telepathy. I know divine feminines usually have telepathy first, but divine masculines might finally be open enough to actually have these experiences and the inner knowing of what this connection is. Now, karma, consequences, cause, effects, and debts, also mistakes and boundaries. They're finally starting to draw boundaries with the karmic people around them. And they're realizing what they've done wrong. They're realizing probably that they actually owe the divine feminine an apology for how they've treated them in the past, for how they've dismissed them, for how they've chosen karmic people over her because they were unwilling, or they were too scared of that unconditional love. They were used to conditional love and having to please another person, to be in a connection, and having to cling to that person, and they were not ready for being in a connection where they don't have to prove their worth. They were not ready for what you were embodying, divine feminine. But now they're waking up to all of that, and it says no, drawing the line, enough. And that's not directed towards the divine feminine. This is directed towards the karmic people in their lives. And then misunderstood victim and lost soul. I think that is indicative of the dark night of the soul. They're finally having a reckoning with themselves, their past actions, where they've put on masks and have hidden from their inner truth. They're now facing everything, and it's very hard for them. But I feel like Spirit has stepped in. Spirit has finally made the karmic connections crumble. Everything that was built on faulty foundations of ego and pride and materialism, it's all come crushing and tumbling down around them. And they're seeing it all for what it was. And that's really hard, right? But I think this really has opened them up to the connection. So that's a good thing. Now let's look at the divine feminine. Only you, devoted, attached, crave. Wow. Can't be too attached, divine feminines, because attachment creates blocks. Attachment is toxic. Obsession is toxic. Focus on you. Focus on you. Yes, you can be devoted to your divine masculine, but don't be clingy. Don't make it all about them. Make it about you. Confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's where we have to create that state of inner union within ourselves and stop worrying about what's happening in the 3D and just focus on you and focus on you creating the life that you want without focusing on the other person. And that's what's going to draw them in, right? When you're already fulfilled. You don't need to know what's happening in their 3D life, right? You really don't. You can already feel what they're feeling. If they're going through a tough time, you can feel it. So you know they're going through stuff and they have to walk their path. So let them walk their path. Now, with the curse, hex, witchcraft, negative mind, I just take that as, excuse me, sometimes this connection can feel like a curse. Because sometimes when you feel like your whole life has been about all pain and never being chosen and all the things, and then you finally meet that person who ticks all the boxes, someone that you really, really love, and then they turn out to just karmic connections over you and be very toxic. Sorry. So snap out of that negative mindset. Snap out of it, because look at what you've created for yourself and how much healing you have done. Look at the impact you've had around you. You may not even see the impact you've had, because when you raise your vibration, it affects your environment and it affects the planet, because your energy ripples out. You don't even know how powerful you are and how far-reaching your energy really is. You're affecting people and things that you won't know until you cross to the other side one day when you die and see for yourself, right? So this is really a beautiful journey, but you have to snap out of the negative mindset and the negative head games and, oh, this is never going to happen for me. I'm never going to be in union. Look at what he's doing, right? Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Look at you. Look what you've come. Look at how much you've accomplished for yourself and how far you've come and all the things you've had to overcome that now the divine masculine has to overcome too, and in a much shorter time than you've had. Now you are manifesting commitment, marriage, promises, fidelity. You are manifesting that. You have to embody it first though. So work on that. Work on reaching that state of inner union, and outer union will follow, whether it's with your masculine or with a soulmate. Now, obscurity. Let's look at the union energies. Obscurity, secrets, mysteries, concealing. So that is where you need to, as I said, sit with yourself and reach that state of inner union, so you don't have to know what's going to happen, because you already know deep within that the only person that can truly fulfill you is you, and the other person coming in is a bonus, right? So focus on not knowing what's happening. Don't obsess watching tarot readings. Every once in a while checking in, it's fine, but don't obsess and constantly worry about, is this happening? Is it not happening? Focus on you. Intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding. And then chemistry, attraction, spark, and passion. So this is going to happen in the 5D first. And I hear a lot of people who are in union telling me that they first, for months before union, physical union actually happened, they were having very vivid dreams of communication and even physical, even intimacy, sexual intimacy in the dream. And this eventually attracted that person in, right? Eventually. So this happens in the 5D first. Union always happens in the 5D first, and then it starts showing up in the 3D. As long as you keep embodying that energy and you don't keep putting negativity into the connection by having negative thoughts or having doubts, right? Or having anger towards your masculine. Don't. Depth, awareness, importance, value. Focus on the connection, but focus on the 5D. Know that this is your soul having an incarnation in another person, right? You are one soul having two incarnations simultaneously. Each has a journey. It's a very, very strong connection. It has a purpose. Now, a lot of twin flames, their purpose is to come together in this lifetime because they have a purpose together. They are meant to achieve something in this lifetime. There is a divine plan they are supposed to set in motion. This could be having a child together. This could be running a spiritual business together. This could be many things, but I think while the main point of twin flames coming together in this lifetime is to anchor in unconditional love on planet Earth and to show other people what unconditional love is and how they might be in toxic connections. So this is why a lot of twin flames, they come into societies where them being together would be considered non-traditional. So this could be two people from different cultures. This could be a significant age gap. This could be status related, right? This is a poor family, this is a rich family, right? So there's significant differences between the divine feminine and divine masculine. This was specifically designed in order to show society that the society structures and that the traditions are just not valid when it comes to love, that they're not important, that unconditional love is more important than the stupid traditions that society has invented, things that society deems are acceptable and are not. We're supposed to break these. So yes, a lot of twin flames are meant to come together in this lifetime, right? They're supposed to be in union. Some of them will not be. Some of them will have soulmates instead. Take it as it resonates, what feels right for you. Because in some twin flame connections, you can love your counterpart, but they have done irreparable damages to you. They have really, really hurt you. And you decide that you love them, but you can't see yourself being with them. And then in that case, both of you will end up with a soulmate, right? And that is totally okay. You are loved. You will be loved. Just be aware of the depth of the connection. It can never be severed. You will always feel each other. You will always be connected in the 5D. This connection will never go away. It can't. So it doesn't matter if you're together with them or not. You will always feel them. You will always be working together. So this is really beautiful, guys. I hope it made sense. I hope you're feeling this. Please let me know in the comments. Love and light. I will talk with you next time.